Are you ready for your close-up? Are you ready to be on TV? It's time because the Hub is ready to announce the next great initiative that we are launching in, and we will share with you what we're doing and how you can be a star on Travel Agent TV. It's our new way to share your expertise with other agents and other folks in the travel industry. It's happening on YouTube, and we will give you all of the details today on Travel Think Tank. Welcome in. I'm Pat Miller. I'm your host. And on today's show, we're going to talk Travel Agent TV. We're going to talk a little bit about content marketing. And we are going to head down to sunny, I hope, Mexico and say hello to my partner and talk about the group business generator. But pleasure stuff first. Tom, how's your trip to Mexico, my friend? How are you?
I'm doing well. You know what? It's good to be here. I tell my clients and like all of us that have traveled, since COVID over the last few months, it's like being in a totally different world. Let's put it that way. Like you sort of get to leave all of your cares behind you, and and just sort of enjoy your vacation, enjoy the scenery, enjoy the outdoor dining and restaurants that they have. So yeah, it's been great. I'm here with my daughter, just on a quick little trip with her and I, and it's been fantastic. And sadly, we have to come home tomorrow, but it was definitely worthwhile, taking a short little getaway just to relax, recharge, and also, kind of see what's up again with the travel protocols, see what's up at a new resort that I had not been to since I'm here at the Fives Hotel and Residences in Riviera Maya. So yeah, it's been really awesome. It's been great.
All right. Lots of questions. And because I'm your pal, I won't share the weather forecast right now back home in Milwaukee. So we won't talk about that. We're just going to talk about the trip. So tell us about the Fives. How is the destination?
Oh yeah, the Fives it's awesome. I've been here many times before, either staying at the resort or for various events. And the cool thing about the Fives is they have multi-room suite accommodations. And that's really attractive to a lot of our family travelers. Destination weddings are big. So they have up to a 3-room suite. And the room that we're in is a 2-bedroom. And what I really love about it, and so does my daughter, is that it's the penthouse version of the 2-bedroom suite. So on the rooftop, there's a hot tub and a private deck with chase loungers and kind of a private area where you can kind of enjoy yourself. And if you're with a group of people, you could easily hang out up there and, kind of have your own private area to either sunbathe or party or whatever. But yeah, I'm a big fan. I enjoy being here and lots of good restaurant choices. We've been kind of working our way around to the restaurants, but I enjoy it a lot.
Now, being a thorough travel agent, you thoroughly tested that rooftop deck with maybe a couple of cocktails, right? You didn't just look at it and not
my daughter,
test it.
So it's not, I'm not in super part. If I was with Sarah or Nolan or some of our colleagues here for sure, but yeah, we did. We got the hot. It took like 2 hours to fill the hot tub up, but it was still fun. It's kind of fun. Fun memories that you make. So yes, for sure.
That's great.
But they do have the cervezas and lots of good drink choices for sure.
Well, I'm glad to know that the COVID-19 pandemic did not stop the cervezas. So happy for you. And we're going to come back to you in a little bit later in the show because we want to talk about the updates and developments in the group business generator. But today's show is about Travel Agent TV. Now, this is something we've been working on behind the scenes for a long time. The idea is, how can we take what we're doing here, which is creating content for agents and suppliers by agents and suppliers, and get it in front of as many people as possible? So we've launched a YouTube channel, which is simply Travel Agent TV. And on the YouTube channel, we're going to create content just for you. This B2B content is not as prevalent on YouTube as we expected when we did some research. So we're excited to get some more content out there. And here's the secret sauce. We're going to feature the experts inside the hub, meaning people like you, to come on and talk about your area of expertise to create content for the entire industry. So what are we going to do? We're going to do think tank like we're doing right now. We're going to do new pieces of content that we think people need to know, how to videos, supplier interviews, destination updates, live on location interviews, updates about travel safety, basically the things that the industry needs to know. We're going to cut it and we're going to get it on YouTube, and then we're going to promote it like crazy so we can share the things that the industry needs to know and showcase the people inside the hub um, social networks. So if you have something that you would like to share, we would love to feature you on Travel Agent TV, and we can talk about how that's going to work in just a few minutes. But first, I want to bring in a colleague of mine, a friend of mine, and some of the other businesses that I run. His name's Eric Clark, and he's the owner of Exponential Influence. And he owns a content marketing company called Exponential Influence. So, Eric, thanks for coming on, my friend. And how are you today? You doing well?
Yeah, doing great. I was just actually in the middle of creating a bunch of content today, so taking a bookmark in the Adobe Premiere and all that stuff to be here.
That's what you do. So tell us about what Exponential Influence does, first of all, and then we'll ask you a bunch of questions about video.
Yeah, Exponential Influence, thanks for asking, is a micro content marketing machine. If you're not sure what micro content marketing is, we take long form content, webinars, keynotes, podcasts, interviews, things of that nature, and we chop them into tiny little bits that get doled out all over social media to exponentially expand your reach and influence. And so we can take one piece of content. If it's a webinar, for example, we can turn that into a blog and micro videos, several of them, and pictures and quotes and audiograms. So what was one piece of content now might be like 100. So we work with companies and influencers and brands to kind of take that and repurpose the content so people can come back into that funnel. So that's a small tidbit of what we do.
And when I told you about Travel Agent TV, it's centered around video and utilizing YouTube. So let's start talking about video for a second. Why is video so effective?
I mean, if I were to pull an audience of however large, the majority is almost always, I favor to watch a movie rather than read a book. Now, that's not everybody, but most people like to watch content rather than read content. You should accommodate all preferences. If you can do something in written form and audio form and video form, you should do all three. But video right now is the focus because of these little devices that trap us into scrolling forever. And humans love other humans. Back to prehistoric times, we would study other humans' faces. Are they a threat? Are they attractive? Should I run for my life? And we've been communicating with our faces well before we could ever speak. If I look this way with my eyes, you can see that because we're the only mammals with the whites of an eye. So we were communicating long before we could ever speak. And if you think about video and why it's so important, those are some of the things kind of behind the psychology of it. But there's a ton of other reasons why video is incredibly important, far away from just the human side of it. And YouTube is a great home for videos to live.
And let's talk about YouTube specifically because video has advantages, but then YouTube as a marketing channel, not just a place to put videos. Tell us the backstory about YouTube and what it has going on as an advantage for marketing products.
I mean, it has huge staying power. It hasn't gone anywhere since it came out. I still remember my first YouTube video I ever watched on a computer at a party, and I didn't even really know. I was like, what is this YouTube thing, right? And I think the first video I watched was like chock full of swear words from some RV salesman that had done like 100 takes. There's The Fly. I don't know if everyone remembers that one. But to where it's at now, it's embedded into our TVs and our smart TVs and on our phones continuously. It's everywhere. There's YouTube TV, etc. But it's also owned by Google, and it is in fact, believe it or not, if you don't already know this, it is the second largest search engine that exists. And nothing even comes close to comparing. Bing, Yahoo, all of the other ones that are behind are way behind.
Mhm.
So if nothing else, like you get a lot of SEO value out of it. But there's a huge audience there, and your audience is certainly there. And there's a lot of intent-based searching. So if you have a practical way to solve someone's problem or answer their question, and there's a lot of resources you can use to do that, like answerthepublic.com. Look at what people are asking, make a video about it, put it to YouTube, and you're going to have followers and an audience. It's a great place to park videos.
And a lot of our members on the hub are agents, and many are shooting video. So Tom, I'm sure while he was in Mexico, was shooting some video to share with his clients, and he'll put it up on YouTube. What does it take to do YouTube well?
One of the things, there's some people that are far more expert than me at YouTube specifically, but I will say that first thumbnail really does actually matter quite a bit. Against my everything I learned in graphic design school and web media, the outline kind of thing that people do with the stark color, like I hate that, but it is super effective to call something out. So having like a thumbnail that very clearly depicts what it is that you're going to be talking about, and to not mislead the viewer into like a bait and switch, like it needs to represent what the video is going to be about. But that first hook is like super important to capturing someone's attention, and it is actually very effective. The metrics between not having something like that and having it are demonstrably better than not. So that's like one little tip that I would say, and those are really easy to create. It's not complicated stuff. You can
Yeah.
make videos with your iPhone and iMovie or whatever if you have an Android. This is all stuff you can slap together rather quickly, or obviously you can hire a virtual assistant, or if you have a kid or somebody like that, it's not difficult.
Or you could hire Exponential Influence and they can help you. That'd be fantastic. All right. So, what is the end game for this? If you do YouTube correctly, what kind of results can you get out of it?
I mean, you're going to build a following like you would anywhere else. But if you're answering questions, the the bounds of YouTube are endless. Like it reaches all corners of the internet, you know, and from there you can take bits and pieces from your YouTube videos and dole that out to the other social media arenas that exist. There's a lot of folks that are dabbling in all sorts of nuances like TikTok and Instagram and Snapchat. You can do all that too, and if you can do everything, good for you. Like wow, but figure out where your audience is. But everyone's audience is at least on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's a great place to start.
Well, when I need information on content marketing, you're the guy I come to. I appreciate it. Eric Clark of Exponential Influence. Thanks, man, for the time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, if anyone has any direct questions, I'd be happy to take them too. I can hang out for a little bit.
Yeah, very, very cool. So, a question just came in, as a matter of fact, Eric. So let's do this before I let you go. What about live streaming on YouTube? Have you done any of that, and does that have an effectiveness in building an audience?
So I have a weird use case there. I do live stream to YouTube, and I know you do as well, Pat. So you might have more experience depending on the audience. But so far, you know, I haven't pushed it really hard, and I haven't had a lot. I've mainly done it because then my content does live there, and so at some point I should be doing something with that. Uh,
Hmm.
it has invoked some prank calls because I run a live broadcast with a live phone number that people can call in. So I think YouTube was the culprit for prank calls. I found some software tools to curtail that and prevent that from happening. But certainly, again, it's another destination, right? That if it's easy to do, you should be doing it.
And it's one of those things that many people have not really started to utilize yet. And it's a really cool tool. All right, Eric, I appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. Eric Clark from Exponential Influence. It's great to see you again. So let's talk a little bit more about Travel Agent TV and what the experience is like. So the vision is we'll create content for travel agents by travel agents. And we did that just earlier today. Our superstar, Sarah Klein, which will be her name now and for always now, superstar Sarah Klein. She was our first guest today on Travel Agent TV from Time for Travel in Davidsonville, Maryland. I kept on lopping off the Ville when we shot the video earlier. Sarah, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm great. How are you?
It was great to have you on. I'm good. I'm glad we shot our initial episodes just a little bit ago. So you were our guinea pig. Did it hurt?
It didn't hurt at all. I could talk to you all day. This is easy.
Well, I think you're a good example because the vision that we have to get things started, and I want the agents that are watching this to start thinking about what is their secret sauce? What do they want to be known for? What is their area of expertise? So you came on to talk about destination weddings, which is something you do a lot of. How long have you been booking destination weddings?
About 25 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a
So,
lot of destination weddings.
kind of since it really started, since it was a thing.
Yeah. And we did 3 different videos. We did a video on Destination Weddings 101. We did one on super serving the bride and groom. And we did one on how to turn guests into clients. And that was something that came from our conversation before we videotaped. Can you talk about that for a little bit? Because I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I just, one of those, I went to a forum years ago and it was about destination weddings. And the person was telling me that the guests are not your clients. It's transactional. Worry about the bride and groom and worry about getting, more weddings under your belt and stop worrying about the guest. And I thought that for a while, but the more I thought about it, I was like, that's absurd because the more business I get typically ends up being referrals from the guests of destination weddings. They turn into longtime clients. These are people from all over the world. all over the United States, people who've never traveled before and never had somebody to hold their hand. And by servicing the guests the same way I do the bride and groom has grown my business exponentially.
It's
And she
awesome.
was
And you did.
wrong.
I got proof, but it was fun doing some videotaping. I want to show everyone what it looks like in just a minute, but let's talk about the destination wedding industry for a second while I have you. What's going on right now with destination weddings from your experience?
It's exploding. It's nuts. Since probably first of the year, I think all of those brides and grooms who didn't get married or were planning a big at-home wedding or have been postponing all need something to look forward to. So spring, summer of 22 looks to be just downright insane. So it's good. I'm thrilled to see business coming back and to see people excited to plan and have something to look forward to. So,
And obviously, we can't make a prediction, but what does your gut say? Are we going to run into inventory issues by that time? Is it really going to be bananas?
absolutely. I'm already running into it.
Hmm.
We have a wedding this fall, this November in Cancun, and the bride has already not been able to get the suite she wanted. The resort for the honeymoon is on a complete buyout. So this is for
Wow.
fall of 21. I had a spring 22 bride tell me this morning she was going to delay doing her room deposit until May. And I said, no offense, but you're nuts. I said, go ahead, but I make money on commission. So when the prices are twice what they are now, I'll make more money, but you're not going to get the space you want. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's just, it's exploding, which is what we all hoped and prayed for. It took a little longer than we thought, but
Yeah.
it's going to be good.
Well, and one more word on that. Where are they booking? Like, what's hot right now? Is there something that a lot of folks are asking for?
You know, I think the first places that are really going to recover are going to be Caribbean, Mexico. You know, those people who just want to travel. And I think Europe is going to be slower to come back. Luckily, I, you know, specialize in Europe and Mexico, or in Mexico and the Caribbean. So I think that's going to see our first big jump is people going to those places that have been open already, don't have as many restrictions. And then I think we'll see the recovery for Europe and Asia come later.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I appreciate that extra info. I want to show people what it looks like here. So this is a little bit about what we shot earlier today. So not sure if the audio's coming through.
So I didn't even do a shirt change or anything.
So it looks and feels kind of like TV, and it's real easy to do. So the way that we do it is we want to know, what do you want to be an expert in? What do you want to come on and talk about? And if we can identify a couple of different episodes that you would like to do, we shot three different episodes within 60 minutes here, right from the comfort of your own computer, going right through your web browser. And it's something that we want to start the conversation with you about. So if you're a Hub member, get inside the Hub Social Network and message me and let me know what you're interested in. Also, we're going to do some regular casting calls on the Hub Social Network so we can get you included as well. And Sarah, thank you so much for being our guinea pig. You were an excellent guinea pig. We appreciate it.
Thank you. And just
superstar.
anybody who wants to do this, I mean, everybody has their niche, you know, whether it's corporate events or even destination, you know, well, if you're a Tahiti specialist, Mexico specialist, Pat leads you and you don't have to. He sent me questions and I glanced at them and I was like, I can answer these in my sleep. So just do it. It's super fun and a great way to get out there and, you know, just it's fun to talk about what you love. So do it.
Thank
And
you.
that's amazing.
Thank you. And you were great. And what I'm hoping we can do is find some folks that want to specialize in very niche topics. You're a scuba diving expert. Great. You like to book skiing. Awesome. You really enjoy Alaskan cruises. Like Red's going to come on and talk about Alaskan cruises. Awesome. We can do that. So let me know what you're passionate about. We would love to include you in that. So we're excited to have this going. So let's go to Tom back at, well, you're not back at HQ. You're down in Mexico. So I'm excited about Travel Agent TV going live. What do you think, bud?
Oh, it's fantastic. I mean, you know, we've been working on these shows and, you know, as you guys said, our regular attendees or even, you know, sometime attendees can see the, you know, the way that these shows are, or these videos are produced. You know, we used to call them shows and, you know, how this has evolved on the Hub. I think we're evolving beyond the Zoom call, right? We're evolving into creating content that has much more value, that's much more applicable across a wide range of people viewing it. And, we felt like, today's a good example. We have a really good conversation taking place, and there's, a lot of great subject matter being shared, but there's only 13 people on the call. And, we feel like we're doing a disservice to the industry and to the hub members by not having a broader distribution of the video content that we're creating. And YouTube is the mechanism by which we do that. So, there's certain limitations with the hub. There's certain limitations to live events like the one we're having today. But on YouTube, it's accessible by the world. And, we're super excited about what that will mean, as a benefit to our hub members, as a way to attract new hub members, as a way to support and engage with our suppliers. And so we just think, from the standpoint of how we're evolving as the hub, it's really, really a great opportunity to show what we're all about and to do something really valuable, for our industry and for our members. And thank you, Sarah. I'm so glad that you were the first one to get on there and really show what it's all about, because that's how we get momentum.
Happy to be the guinea pig.
There you go.
Guinea pig, superstar Sarah Klein. That's what you meant to say.
I'll take guinea pig.
That's okay. That's fine. There is some B2C advantages as well. So if you want to run for office on being the destination wedding expert, it could have some currency to people that are thinking about booking with you. If, I'm featured on industry shows where I teach this, I'm an expert. It's social proof, social currency, kind of reinforces your expertise. So let us know what you're into and what you feel like you have an expertise in. We'd love to feature you on Travel Agent TV. It's the next step that we're taking here on the hub. The step that we announced last week is the group business generator. Tom, can you give us an update on that and where we stand?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So we're rolling them out like week after week here. So last week we rolled out the first opportunity on the group business generator. We did talk about this last year, and we had been working on this and talking it through. And we were really pleased to have Randy Otts from To Getaway Travel on. He is really a pioneer in putting together these niche type events that could be very scalable and be very valuable to all of our members. So Randy was on last week. If you didn't see the video there, it's on Travel Agent TV, by the way. And you can see what this is all about. And since we posted it, and since we put the video up, I know that there's several hub members who have expressed some interest. I'm one of them, and then some of our other colleagues. So, we really want to continue to work and develop this group business generator idea, because, as travel comes back, as we were talking about destination weddings, being a natural niche, I think what we've talked about in the past as well is, giving people a unique reason to travel, giving them some motivation and initiative and providing a unique experience is going to get people off the couch, away from Netflix, onto an airplane, and booking travel, for which everyone will be, extremely happy, our clients, our suppliers, and us, because it means revenue. And we all need that desperately at this point. And so the group business generator is one way that we can do that. So now that we have Randy cooking, we're gonna continue to help communicate that. His event is at the beginning of March. So if you haven't checked out what's up with the Corona Breakout Party at the El Dorado Seaside Palms, by all means, check that out and reach out to Randy. You can also join Randy's group within the hub. He has his own pages in the group section of the hub navigation. So, and if you have questions or aren't sure quite what to do, by all means, you can reach out to me or any of us to help you navigate. How do I get involved with this, and what do I need to do? And what's cool about it, and what we're really shooting for, is that taking advantage of this, all you really have to do is sell. All you really have to do is market the event. You don't have to be worried about all the logistics and all the setup and who's going to be responsible for the band. And all you got to do is market to your customers and get it out there, and and it's an easy turnkey way to drive some bookings. And as we move forward in the future, we obviously want to do some different things on the other travel segments. We do some things on the cruise side. We want to do some things on other niche markets that are really big and lend themselves to this, like wine and culinary or fitness and wellness. And so, yeah, I think I'm excited. I really am interested to see how this can really work. And even if 5 or 6 or 10 of us only sell a few rooms, it takes Randy's already successful event and makes it great. And that's what we're shooting for.
Well, it sounds great. It's great to have it launched. And just as you saw here, we do the navigation. If you're on the hub page, click groups. And then when you click groups, you can stream down here to the group business generator. And this would say, join the group if you're not a member. Just click join the group and you will get in, and then you can collaborate. And it's kind of the same thing. What are you an expert in? Maybe you already do group travel and you'd like to participate. Let's start the conversation so that way we can maximize our opportunities. And boy, Tom, doesn't it seem like 2 years ago that we launched the hub, but it was back in August. And just to hear someone on a call today, just like today, to hear Sarah say something about inventory problems, like think about that. Like it just sounds amazing to hear, like bookings and revenue, and here we go. Like it's starting to get exciting.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I was 29 when the hub started. So, at least I felt that way. I think we've all aged a little bit in the last like 10 months for sure, but I'm currently in the process of reversing that. And I think we all, if we get on the right track and take advantage of some of these opportunities and all of the talent, which is what the hub was about in the first place, all the talent and expertise and the opportunities for collaboration, I think it only improves our chances for not just success, but just crazy success, over the next 2 to 3 years, which is what I'm counting on, because in 3 years I'm retiring. And so I can stay in this villa in Mexico, at least through the winter.
That sounds great. Tom, thanks for calling in from Mexico. Thanks to Eric Clark for coming on, superstar Sarah Klein for coming on the show today. That wraps up the Travel Think Tank, now on Travel Agent TV, powered by The Hub. I'm your host, Pat Miller. We'll see you next time.